Here we are with a new episode of Pints and Pages, and I'm Nick.
I'm Brad.
I'm Levi.
I'm Nate.
And we are going to discuss the season finale and the entire season and what we think is going to continue to happen with the Acolyte. So, the Star Wars series, The Acolyte, just ended this past week. So we're going to discuss spoilers. So, if you haven't watched it, wait and then watch it later. Watch us later after you've watched the show. So, we are going to discuss what we think has happened and what we think is going to continue to happen.
The cat was chewing at the bottom of the tripod. I was like, no!
So, I'll start. I thoroughly enjoyed the last episode. I thought it gave us a lot of what we needed. I was not expecting for, spoiler, I was not expecting for Soul to die.
Dude, that was fucking brutal.
It was.
So Soul dying was it threw me off. The part that threw me off even more was Venestra. Completely fucking throwing him under the bus.
My thing that threw me off was them mind-wiping May when all they had to do was turn and run and walk the fuck away.
What threw me off was the fact that May wanted to stop and say Soul needed to pay. And then Osha was the one that was like, I'm going to make him pay.
Here's my next question.
That was fucked up to me.
Do you think when Osha says she saw that vision, do you really think she saw May? Because she did exactly as she described May doing, killing Soul in her vision, but she did it.
Yeah.
So do you think she saw herself and just told Kymir it was May?
I think she thought it was May, but because of the clothing, holding a saber, the power that was used, I think she assumed it was May, but she actually just had seen her own future.
And the other thing, I don't want to say irritated, but because I guess it's not entirely impossible, but the thing that's slightly iffy with me is it's always been a thing with the Force. You're not supposed to necessarily trust your visions or basically see them as the future.
Well, everything can be changed.
Exactly.
Right. And they did say...
But I mean, besides for it being Osha instead of May, that's the only difference. And I was like, well, I know it's one, like it is a difference, but I was like, it did kind of come down to exactly as she said her vision would
Harry
be.
Potter and the Patronus, man. I seen my dad. No, the fuck you didn't, dumbass. You seen yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think it's...
Not realizing it.
I think it comes down to she, like, and I had said this to Levi earlier today, Plagueis is trying to create a dyad. And I think that the twins, or not twins, were maybe his attempt through the sisters.
Oh, I was telling you about this with the hooded figures.
Yeah, and I think that them being the same person in two different bodies has a lot to do with...
I think it was because they fucked up the magic.
Is that what you think it is?
I think it's because they fucked it up, because when it finally successfully happens, we get motherfucking Anakin.
That is true.
Right.
And that was after...
Was Plagueis a part of the sisters and their ascension?
I bet you that sucker was in the palace.
Well, here's the thing, because I saw New Rockstars bring it up, and I haven't seen a bunch of other people, and it's kind of what me and Dad are talking about. I brought it up to him. In the Ascension scene in the flashback, There's 2 hooded figures dressed in Sith-like robes. You can't see their faces, and they're the only 2 goddamn people obscured, and they're the only 2 people that are not visibly female. Is it Chimere Plagueis? Is it Plagueis Theban? Is it Chimere somebody else?
It cannot. To me, it cannot be Chimere. He's too young.
We're not given an age for Chimere. It's kind of the same thing with Kiadi Mundi. They were never given an age with him, and people got all butthurt about.
But I get it. But he's closer to the girls' age than anything, and the horned girl,
Dathmir looking.
No, the Jedi. Vanestra.
She doesn't have horns. She's just green.
Yeah.
Okay. Vanestra.
Green with tribal things.
He was her apprentice Padawan.
Yeah.
So there's no way that he would have been there at that point. There's no way.
Technically, when you go back and rewatch it, she doesn't say Padawan.
She does not say Padawan.
She says pupil. Which means, as a teacher, it could have just been one of her students.
But he still wouldn't have been there at that point. It was either Plagueis and what is it? Theban, or it was Plagueis and somebody else.
So, and because I know the actor's somewhere in his 30s, theoretically it does. If they make his character around his same age, technically timeline-wise, it could work as him breaking off as an emotional teenager from the Jedi Order, finding the dark side, Plagueis finding him.
What? Chimere?
Yeah. Because it's they were 9 when the Ascension
To me,
happened.
it just doesn't work age-wise.
They were 9 when the Ascension happened. I believe it's 13 years later.
He seems close enough to the girls' age.
I bet you he was kicked out because of something trivial and stupid that wasn't his fault and was probably hers. And then
she threw him under the bus.
That's going to be the connecting point between him
and that would also explain why, because we were all questioning it when we talked about it last time, why he constantly was like, you don't remember who I am?
Yeah, because
Master.
Soul taught classes, but he didn't teach individually.
And she obviously knows that he was a part of what she was doing.
And Vanestra even says, and I don't know if she's playing it up because she's throwing him under the bus, but she does say, my good friend Soul, like, as if they are kind of close, which means theoretically if it is her Padawan and also his, like, he taught him, he should remember who he is.
Right.
Is why I would see him saying the connection.
Mm-hmm. Well, so I'm gonna throw a total curveball here in the whole entire group because we have talked about it endlessly on the podcast, but he is not. So I want to hear what Nate's story is
for the whole show.
I want to hear. I want you to tell us what your thoughts are. And then I want us to react to it. That's what I want for the show.
I think the whole show, and the plot, I love it because the twins and everything. They show the past. I forget what was the timeline. The timeline was like 100 and something years.
It's 100 years before Phantom Menace.
Yeah. I love the plot of it with the twins, but I think the show, different shows have like the twin shit, different stuff like that. But I like, they go back in the past. God damn it. What? I like how they show 2 different versions of what happened, the accident, you should say, about the twins.
Yeah. Right.
You see the kids' version of the accident.
You see the kids, and
then you see the Jedi's version of the accident.
Right.
I like that.
And then you see the witches, too.
You see the witches.
Yes.
You see their mother in that part, and you see the other witches of... The mother cares more about
the actual children.
The actual children than the other. I forget what the other woman's name is. It cares about the cult and their own.
I gotta look her name up now.
Right.
I just like that part.
The horned mother.
The horny one.
Yeah, the horny one.
Tez something.
No.
Yeah.
Right? No.
Pain in the ass. Dead.
I would love to see more Wookiees.
No. That was our complaint through the whole entire thing. The Wookiees, No, the Wookiee should have been more prominent.
Yeah.
I thought.
He beat up a little kid.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a problem for me.
Kid.
It's
Yeah.
Mother Coral.
It's Mother Coral. Okay.
Yeah.
Coral.
Coral.
Koril.
Okay. Coral.
Wow.
Yeah, almost like Carl. Coral.
That is a problem for me.
Yeah. It's
We can tell, buddy.
it's like Keith.
Oh,
Well-
true.
The problem for me is that Keith Court.
Coral?
I don't know who that is.
Keith Coral?
You want to know who Keith Court is?
No.
He's a rogue CIA agent in NCIS.
Mm.
And I'm currently watching season 13 of NCIS
Yeah.
on Netflix, and that confuses the fuck out of me. They could have come up with a better name. Like,
Yeah, guess what? Hey, guess what?
Shuashima.
Shut the fuck up. Glad we can all tell that isn't number one.
But I liked the last episode. You see the crystal bleed red.
It's the first time
That is
we
the
got
first
to see it
time you
live
get to
action.
see it. And when she lights it up for the first
And
time,
it-
you see it mixed the
Yeah.
colors. I'm
Yes.
Like, oh,
that
my
was
God.
amazing. That was amazing.
Now I
that
got a
was
question
cool.
for you.
What's up?
What was your thoughts on the fact that they just threw Yoda in there at that last scene?
Oh. The thing is, what?
I was pissed, but I'm glad it was a Frank Oz original puppet.
I'm glad it's the puppet.
Okay, I'm about to
The
say, I didn't know if it
original.
was
It
the
was the
puppet or
original. It was
CG,
like
but
the
if it was
OG
CG, that's
motherfucker.
good ass CG.
Every time they use it, they use the original. And I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Is it Yoda?
Yeah,
It's Yoda.
Yes, it's
Yeah, it's the
Yoda.
puppet.
Are we sure it's Yoda?
It's Yoda.
It's
Shut
Yoda.
up. There's
not
only
Yaddle.
one other that it could be, and it's Yaddle, and Yaddle has long hair.
Yeah.
It's a fourth one we haven't heard of yet.
It's a fun.
Are we sure?
Technically, there is one in Legends, but he was a dark side user.
Okay.
Grogu's granddad. Grogu.
But my only worry is that they make him basically
Mm-hmm.
almost. I don't want him to know of what happened, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, full knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the fact, to me, it ruins more of Yoda's character, or at least taints it if he is now corrupt and lying to the Senate. Like, they kind of they don't ever, it isn't until the Clone Wars, I get it, that they're like, hey, we should probably tell the Senate our power's weakening.
Mm-hmm.
They never lied and said it wasn't, but they never came out beforehand. You know what I mean? It's not like they directly lied before to him and openly colluding with Venestra.
Mm-hmm.
What if he's just like, fucked up you are?
Yeah.
And then he's like,
Fucked up you
dips the fuck out. And he's like, you guys figure this shit out, I'm telling it.
I'd be fine with that one.
Mhm.
But I don't want him to be actively helping hide the evidence
Oh no,
or
he
whatever.
definitely actively hides. He absolutely.
He
and-
did approve Vader and just saying. He
True.
Like,
He
Anakin,
did.
come on. He's too old.
Yeah.
Let him go. Even though I already said no, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
And then all of it happens.
And the one part was, I forget who's the Green woman's name is again.
Venestra.
Venestra talking
Venestra.
to the one dude that was part of the council or high council or something like that.
Part of the Senate.
Part of the Senate. It's like,
Yeah, that dude was
yeah, I don't.
scary.
He's like, I don't trust your Jedi wisdom or religious
Mhm.
things.
Well, he reminded me a lot of Palpatine.
Yeah, Dad thinks Plagueis is manipulating him.
I don't.
Yeah.
I think he's just a dickhead politician.
Yeah.
You think?
He reminds me of
Yeah.
the politicians you meet in like the Clone Wars.
Yeah,
I think that's
exactly.
too easy. I think he's being manipulated by Plagueis.
Mm.
See, I think that's looking too deep into it, because like I said, I think they're just paying homage to the fact that in Clone Wars you had a lot of dickhead senators like
Yes.
that
Yeah.
did not give a fuck about
Real
the Jedi.
bullheaded shit. And they didn't care about the Jedi. They also didn't care about your threats and warnings of the Empire
Mhm.
shit.
Yeah.
They're
They
like,
were
"Ah, we don't give a
kind of
fuck."
like the Jedi turning a blind eye to half
Yeah.
the shit. They were the senators that turned a blind eye to the Empire, turned a blind eye, hated the Jedi,
Mm.
because
Yeah.
the Jedi operate technically with impunity
Yeah.
and being able, for
Right.
the most part, to keep everything internal.
Mm.
And they have no overseer
Mm.
Right.
besides the senators, and at the same time, the Senator, as a counseling, can't do anything because are you going to stand up to the Jedi? They technically can fucking kill you. Even though it's against their way, they fucking can.
Right.
Oh, in the beginning of the last episode, when Osha still has the helmet on from the 7th.
Oh,
at the end of 7th,
she starts tweaking.
She gets tweaking up, and if you see Chimera try to help her out, he gets in her vision too, sort of, in a way. Because you see his eyes turn black immediately.
I was going to bring up, because me and Dad forgot to talk about that. I forgot about that when we were talking about it earlier.
Right.
That's the same thing that happened to Torben. It's what Mother and
This
Asayah
may
did.
be biased, but they totally stole that scene from Logan.
I haven't seen Logan.
Did they really?
Oh my god, they really did.
They totally fucking stole that bit from
They
Logan.
really did.
I'm calling it. And like I said, I'm not biased or anything.
They really did.
I'm not biased at all.
I didn't think about that, but
he could barely move at a slow pace, but he's the only one strong enough to get there to help her.
Right.
Yeah, while fucking Professor X is having a seizure in the helmet.
You haven't watched any of the trailers, have you?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen
the final trailer that came out today, as of recording right now. The final trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine came out today. I'm not going to spoil it for you. You guys just watch it and then
I don't
it's
watch
in mind.
It's solid.
I don't watch trailers.
But you don't want. Okay, you don't watch. But the final trailer did come out. I suggest watch it.
You want to see it? We'll go watch it during the day of Friday.
fucking Mary Max are sold out.
Is it really on Thursday?
On Thursday.
Oh damn! I was gonna go see it.
I'm gonna go see it on Friday.
Oh, that's I'm gonna go see it at AMC in Kokomo.
Huh?
I think Mary Max sold out.
On Friday too?
I can check real quick.
I can't remember. Alex was calling it in because we found out we weren't going to be able to do that.
I can check real quick.
I got Red Hot Chili Peppers on Thursday, so I can't go see it on Thursday. But I could go see it Friday morning.
And I don't know what time slot she was looking at either.
Oh no, it's still on sale. Yeah, see, they haven't sold out yet. Yeah, so I might see it twice on Thursday and Friday.
I'm definitely not seeing it on Thursday, but I'll see it on
Maybe it was
Friday.
the opening night thing that she was talking about.
Maybe.
Yeah.
When is Red Hot Chili Peppers next week?
Thursday night,
I should probably put that vacation day in.
probably.
Yeah.
I'm a smart.
You have... Tonight was Led Zeppelin.
The tribute band.
Tomorrow's Adam Gundrum. Local legend, Adam Gundrum.
Yeah.
Cass in high school. Monday, I get my tattoo.
Oh, you're getting it.
Getting a tattoo.
Dick
Darth
on his
Vader.
butt.
Yeah. I'm getting a tattoo of Scott Crowd giving the horns on my butt. That's what I'm getting.
Mm.
And then Thursday is my birthday, and we're going to see Red Hot Chili Peppers on Thursday.
Yes.
You guys are going to Limp Bizkit, but not Red Hot
No
Chili
peppers. Yeah, no peppers.
You too.
Limp Biscuit, no peppers.
Right. Biscuit, no peppers.
Biscuit for biscuit and no peppers.
Biscuit,
Right.
no onions, full of peppers.
Yeah.
I'll be a biscuit and peppers.
Yeah, we got biscuit and peppers.
I'm so curious to see how all of the openers I know both.
I just want to see Corey Feldman. I'm sorry. Like,
I want to see what the crowd does for
Mhm.
Corey Feldman.
he's the opening band.
act.
The very first band is Corey
I'm
Feldman.
calling him an act.
Gone him an act.
Very first act.
You think he's not opener? Not that. Not
Well,
before shit.
technically, host comes out first, which is Riff
Riff Raff comes out, and then but Corey Feldman.
I bet Riff Raff will perform a couple songs.
For somewhere, right? I hope.
But I think Riff Raff does like a couple songs in between each act. But Corey Feldman has like a 9-song act, and he is first.
Mm.
And I don't want to miss Corey Feldman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it'll be a shit show, like, for the ages. And so, when people sit down that are Star Wars fans and they hate Andor or they hate Acolyte and they're like, I don't want to watch this shit. It's the worst shit I've ever seen. That's the equivalent to Corey Feldman and his opening act for Limp Bizkit.
And why are you wanting to go see it?
Because
he's the guy that singes his eyebrows off in a dumpster fire.
Because there's a train wreck. There's a train wreck 3 miles down, and I will wait and watch that train wreck.
I'll be there for when it happens. I won't be watching the whole thing come
you
down.
can't help but watch a train wreck.
I'll watch it as it happens, but I ain't gonna watch it. I ain't gonna watch it the full 3 miles. I'm gonna watch the fucking climax.
You're missing out.
I don't think I am.
I think you are.
Not of what that monstrosity sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd rather go back to work and listen to 5829 overhit for 80 tons.
So here's my question. As we sit here, and I'm mostly drunk. I've got a question about. So I want to hear everybody's opinion about, like, the Acolyte and where they think it's headed. So where do you think it's headed? Because my thought is that
I hope it heads into a crossover with Ted Lasso, because that show's been fucking fantastic. I've been watching the shit out of that lately.
I have not seen Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso's fantastic. It really is a good show.
Now you're going to have to put down that darn lightsaber. Start being a team player.
I think that what I think is that the girls are at some point. I think they have to. Somebody has to kill one to figure out that the other one is only powerful if the other one is dead.
No, I hope that like one dies and the other one is like the lights shut off. It's like
you think,
and she's like,
I don't think so.
Can't do nothing no more. And it's like May dies because dumb shit, and OSHA's like about to kill a bunch of people, and then she's like, nothing works, and like fade into obscurity and not relevance to history of any kind to be brought up in the.
I think Plagueis is after OSHA and not Chimere.
I think he just wants to know how the fuck they were made, so he can be like, fuck y'all.
No, exactly. And I think that means that he's after her and not him.
See, boom, what happens if we find out that Palpatine is a created fucking...
oh, wow.
What if Plagueis creates Palpatine?
Oh, that would be interesting.
Wow.
That would be really
interesting.
What if Plagueis creates Palpatine to be a new apprentice? Kills everybody else left because he's tired of all the other fucks.
Yes. Well, someone has to die between Chimere and OSHA, right?
Plagueis learns this because of the just strong tied nature in the Force between him and Plagueis himself. Because
so Plagueis doesn't follow the rule of 2.
He does not follow the rule of 2
until he gets Palpatine.
Okay.
Once he gets Palpatine and realizes how powerful Palpatine is.
Okay.
Now this is according to the Legends book, which is. Seeing that he's a moon, I believe that's how you pronounce his race, a moon race.
Moonfolk.
M-U-U-N or M-U-N-N, something like that.
Yeah. Not the dark side of Moonfolk.
Yeah.
He would be a dark side Moonfolk.
Hey.
But not from the dark side. Just he practices.
There you go.
Right. From the light side of the moon. Right. It's a whole thing. It's a couple different neighborhoods.
And
Kubal.
And the fact that they left it labeled an unknown planet, but also in that book, Plagueis and Theban go looking for. I can't remember the name of the planet, but a planet to go mine Cortosis from.
It's the planet that Chimere's on.
we don't know that. That's what I'm saying, but that is the guess.
Okay.
He hasn't been very good at mining it.
It's the planet Chimera.
Because his helmet looks like shit.
Well, he's just been welding it over and over again, as we see.
You refine your refinery
come on,
skills.
beat your shit.
But and then in the book, that island or that planet is where Plagueis kills Theban and then hunts for his new apprentices. Whether it's one or multiple, because again, that is a Legends book technically, so it's no longer canon.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm curious to see. I want them to answer. I want to see Theban at some point, whether it's it's in a flashback.
Nope, not gonna happen.
Oh,
not gonna happen.
Shut the fuck up. But
go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, never mind.
Okay, so I was okay. If we say more Darth Plagueis, who's gonna voice him? I would love to hear that.
Oh,
I want to hear his voice.
Brad is.
No,
Alright, so we're gonna need all of our viewers to start a petition. I don't know, something, and we're all gonna sign it so that way Lucasfilm sees it, Disney sees it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna audition out in case because it's gonna be
Captain
secret.
Kennedy to see
I'll have to sign
who do you think should voice him?
Oh, that's a good question.
Brad.
So,
Don't ask me.
I want to say the guy who did. It'd be impossible. The guy who
Bearcat.
did.
What's his name? Not Bearcat. Fucking Bobcat.
Wait.
The guy who voiced Darth Maul in the Black
Sam Whitmer.
Yeah, because I believe he could get his voice perfectly toned. Perfect.
Yeah,
He
would be fantastic. My retarded one, kind of like his, even though I don't understand it. Anthony Hopkins, but I just want it to be Hannibal Lecter.
Just Hannibal Lecter.
And specifically, when he's talking about eating the fava beans with a nice Chianti.
Bill.
I need the lotion.
Yeah, exactly. I want the
lightsaber in the basket.
Put your crystal in the basket. Do it.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But I would love, because the way that they show Chimera and Osha holding the lightsabers together, both hands on it, one of them have to die. In my opinion.
Oh yeah, they're holding
the lightsaber. They're both.
They're touching feelings.
They're touching feelings.
Touching feelings. That is an interesting way.
The
holding hands. Touching.
Oh.
Sweet dark side.
The show started with Osha
Violation.
wanting to be a Jedi.
Yes.
I'm glad
And
I thought of that the whole time.
What's her name? May wanting to be wanting to kill the Jedi. At the end of this, Osha wanted to Osha let her emotions overtake her to become a Sith. And May, even keeled, defaulted into a Jedi.
You also see that through the flashbacks, thinking about it. Because if you think about it, every single one of Osha's decisions throughout her entire life was emotion-based.
Yep. All emotion.
Even though she wanted to be the Jedi.
Yeah.
Correct.
It shows that she was the one destined to be a Sith.
And Jedi are not emotional.
Not supposed to be.
They're not supposed to be.
I remember part of what I was going to say.
Mm-hmm.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Nope, lost it again now.
Oh, come on. Seriously?
Yeah, y'all keep distracting me.
OSHA?
Violations.
Mm-hmm.
No, I honestly don't remember.
Oh, fuck, man.
I have it, and then y'all say something.
Where do we think this is headed? I mean, obviously it's gearing towards Phantom Menace.
Well, yes, this is all going to be a setup for Phantom Menace.
But there has to be an end game because at some point Plagueis gets Sidious and Chimere and OSHA don't exist.
When does the initial mining operation on Jeddah begin?
Right.
Let me look at that. I don't fucking know off the top of my head.
Is it
When
20?
do random people start mining kyber crystals?
So we're at like 30.
132 BDY.
132.
Well, I mean, we got.
So you're talking
What the fuck is
lightsaber
going-
crystals?
Well, I'm just saying, like, what's going on?
If you're talking
in Jeddah?
lightsaber crystals, I mean, we're way back.
So how long was that plan for the Death Star being made? Because we see Rogue One for a long time,
And it's already built.
Yeah, well, in episode 3, you see building it.
So it has to be sometime in
but the
between
plans
two.
for it,
I'm not even
were
going to say
before-
3 and
yeah.
1, 2 and 1.
Jin was like fucking 4 or 5 or some shit. When they had already been working on it for years.
Palpatine was working on that way before anybody knew he was.
So how?
Which
Do you
shows
think
you
he
how
was-
powerful he was.
Do you think he was mining kyber crystals on Jeddah while he was still Chancellor Palpatine?
The only
Yes.
information on it is sometime before the Battle of Yavin, the Galactic Empire occupied the moon to control its kyber crystal. So, but it doesn't give a date. It just says sometime before.
Before the Battle of Yavin.
Yeah.
Which means it could be good or bad.
Yes.
Well, sometime
Also.
before it doesn't say in relativity to
No,
the
it's-
Clone Wars. It doesn't say
Right.
if it was, you know, that could have been his first step. He's like, all right, we're going to start mining this shit without anybody noticing.
His first step could have been way before that.
Yeah.
That was just a step where he was like, okay, we've
Or did
made
they
it.
have to order 66 before he could mine any of it because he had to make
Oh,
sure
he
the
definitely
fucking
had to
Jedi-
order
Jedi
66.
were dead.
Well, if you remember from the Clone Wars series,
yeah.
at least for their first ever mission or first ever kyber crystal, you haven't seen it. They all have to go to that planet. I can't remember what it is, but it's an ice planet where they
Yes.
have until
I know what you're talking
yeah.
about. Yes.
So and they have until
They-
sundown to go find their kyber
But
crystal.
in the crystal calls you.
Yeah. Now they could have still went to Jeddah to get kyber crystals, but there are there's many sources for kyber crystal. And Jeddah's an outer rim planet. Most outer rim planets, or not most, but some aren't mapped completely. So this is something he could have had control of when he was just a senator of Naboo.
Right. Well,
Or even before he became a senator, when him and Plagueis were just pissing and fucking around. Because also, if Plagueis learns how to... if your theory is correct, Plagueis learns how to create life, creates Palpatine, and then learns how to extend his life. Technically, while I don't even know if it's technically canon or an actual given number, but he's like around 50 when he's elected, I believe, Chancellor.
Yes.
yeah.
He doesn't, he could be 150, but just started extending his life at 50. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's more likely that Plagueis and Palpatine, worked really hard to become a dyad. Just couldn't get it. But at some point, Plagueis wanted to run his experiment again with Night Sisters and created Maul.
No, we know where Maul we know how Maul was. Maul was a gift to...
No, the sisters, through Plagueis, created Maul, who then gifted him to Palpatine.
Plagueis is dead by the time Palpatine gets him?
Yes.
No.
Because
Yes.
does Palpatine kills him in his sleep?
We don't
He
know how
does,
he kills him.
But why would Palpatine kill him? Palpatine kills him before he's accepted a Padawan?
Yes.
No.
Yes. It's the same thing
No.
Plagueis does to Theban.
No.
Yes. It is exactly what happens, because that is exact. Do you not remember the opera scene of Phantom Menace where Palpatine is literally telling the tragedy of Darth Plagueis, where his Plagueis spent his entire life trying to become immortal, and then his apprentice kills him in his sleep?
Yes.
His apprentice being Palpatine, sitting right there next to Anakin, thus foretelling him, hey, I killed the motherfucker.
Yes.
So he's dead before Phantom Menace comes around.
I'm aware of that. All. And I appreciate that. But the problem
he was
is...
dead by the time of Clone Wars, not Phantom Menace. Plagueis could have still been alive in Phantom Menace.
Yes, you're correct. My bad. Because it's in Clone Wars.
But still, same.
Yeah. But Palpatine kills Plagueis because he is training Maul.
No. Plagueis dies way before he gets Maul. Again, it's the same thing Plagueis does to Theban.
Yes.
Plagueis kills
I thought
Theban.
with the rule of two, you usually...
The rule of two, you have to...
He always
So
gets
who
the
is
apprentice
Palpatine?
before he kills.
Who is Palpatine's apprentice?
Plagueis also didn't follow the rule of two until he got Palpatine. Thus, Palpatine would also know, because he has been speaking with Plagueis, and Plagueis has told him everything, because that's what the Master does, then to be killed by the apprentice. So then Palpatine knows, okay, my Master didn't follow that until he found me.
Yeah.
Why the fuck do I have to follow that? Because if you look at it, he has Maul. We find out through the Clone Wars animation TV show, he knows Maul is alive, and yet he still has Dooku also. Thus, he has an apprentice that is alive, an apprentice that is Dooku. Thus, he then also creates and trains Anakin up to become his apprentice. He never follows the rule of two himself.
We're not about Maul.
Yes, I know, but what I'm saying...
So you're saying that Dooku... Okay, that's interesting.
What I'm saying is no matter what, Plagueis is dead before Maul comes into the picture with Palpatine. I do not think Plagueis created Maul, because Maul, they show through the Clone Wars TV show that his brother Savage goes through the same exact process Maul went through when Dooku, or when they gave Maul to Palpatine.
Yeah.
When they gifted him to Palpatine.
Because
this is Dooku taking Savage in as his, no, is it Dooku?
No, I don't know.
It's someone. Someone's taking in Savage as their apprentice.
I know it's Asajj, but I'm not...
No, Asajj doesn't take Dooku. Asajj is Dooku's apprentice.
Okay.
I want to say it was Dooku that took Savage after Asajj failed.
Yes.
Because then Asajj fights Savage.
Yeah.
Because their names are all so goddamn close. Besides Maul.
And Savage,
this is all part of the animated show that you never watched.
And Savage does the Dathomir thing, because they go to Dathomir again.
Yeah.
So how does Maul not become the apprentice anymore?
He's technically, when he gets snipped, Palpatine... technically when he gets cut in half and then Palpatine finds out he is still alive, Palpatine is basically like, he failed me.
He failed. Then
So,
next one.
He's like, next one.
So
But
who's up?
Dooku.
Yeah, because that's how the order.
But also at the same time, I mean, he's been fucking coaxing Dooku from the sidelines the whole time, just like he did fucking Anakin too.
Darth Tyrannus.
Yeah, Darth Tyrannus. My bad. Because he's Tyrannus.
I'm more apt to think that maybe he got a little bit into...
I really think that the twins are... Again, I think Plagueis is one of the ones
I think
in the
most
robes,
logical...
and I think the twins are his first attempt at it.
I think the most logical...
And the mothers fucked it up.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I think the most logical and sound thought process through this whole entire thing is Count Dooku.
Huh?
Sure.
I don't know.
I'm on board. Because I like Dooku.
I like Dooku too, but that made no sense.
So you're saying that the girls...
I think they're honestly Plagueis' first attempt. Whether Kyner knows it or not. But I also think that's why Plagueis is sitting there on the planet, conveniently, where the first time we ever see Cortosis, and also in that Legends book where, he killed
I can't
David.
disagree with that.
And that is why he's watching Kymir and Osha, whether Kymir knows of his presence or not. that
Makes
he's
sense.
watching OSHA because A, it's
So-
either his creation, or B, he wants to see what the fuck Pioneer's doing with OSHA.
Right.
I
right.
seen some weird obscure thing on a comment thread where the tree they keep going to is where
The
that's-
Virgin says?
No, that's the grave site of the sacrifice leader it took to create the two. Like
Really?
they didn't just simply create something. They sacrificed
sacrificed
the
one.
old leader.
Yeah.
The what's her name became the leader.
Anastasia?
Yeah, and horny bitch didn't get to be the leader.
Coral?
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, did she carry the twins?
Coral?
She carried him, but
Yeah.
Anastasia created him.
Yes.
Created,
yes.
but she carried the twins. Okay.
Yeah, because that's their argument they have.
Yeah. Bitch, you just held the groceries.
Yeah, he just held the groceries.
I made dinner, bitch. You just held the groceries.
Because she's part Daphne, isn't she?
Yes, she is.
She's part of the
Well, no, she would be Zabrak.
She's Zabrak.
Right.
Dathomiri is like they
That's-
almost look like normal
Okay.
people
Yeah.
until
Really?
they get twisted up with their
Okay.
But there's also a running theory that I saw. I believe it.
Morgan
New Ross-
Elsbeth is
Right.
is
right.
Dathomiri.
She's
Okay.
Dathomirian, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a running theory that I think it was New Rockstars that said that they think that he said it's a possibility. It was a thought process in his head, I believe, that because she's Zabrak, she may have come from the original witches from Peridia from the Ahsoka series, and she split off from the Night Sisters and started her own witch
Really?
cult,
I like that one.
which
Oh,
would
so
be
she
this,
rode the whales.
which would be this coven.
Right. Right.
She rode the
fucking
whales all the way.
Yeah, and this would be
Right.
her coven that she started.
Okay.
That is a theory. I like I said, I believe it was Eric that said.
Wait, Anastasia or horny bitch?
Horny bitch.
Horny
Coral.
bitch. Coral.
Could you imagine? I'm
Like-
gonna start my own coven of witches, and then you get
Again,
there and
not
they're
that-
like, whoa, you're not gonna run this. You
Not
stay."
that, not that she necessarily
well, you're
was the
telling me
one,
first,
but
I'll
because
get
she's
Hold
Zabrak,
on,
maybe
you're going
someone
right.
like
Okay,
her
hold on,
ancestor,
hold
her
on.
parent, somebody in her
I
family
need
line
you
is
to
the
hold
one
back.
that started this cult coven.
Jesus.
Well, and that's
And
what
maybe that's
confuses
why
me.
she also is so, like, if that sacrifice thing is true, maybe that's why she's so upset she didn't become the leader.
Yes.
Because of the fact it was a Zabrak that was sacrificed, a Zabrak that's the one that started
Well, and
it.
that's an ego thing because Zabrak's a whole different race than actual Dathomiri people.
Well, again, but this isn't, this is just
It's
coming
like
from
an
Night
orphan
Sisters.
fucking-
Yeah.
Well, even Night Sisters stuff, the Zabrak are a warrior culture more akin to the Maori and a fucking they
Yes.
had their own they had their own planet at one point.
Yes, I do know
I
that.
don't think they do no more.
I was just saying, I also don't know their whole history.
Yeah.
I'm just, again, repeating a theory I heard.
They're just another warrior type fucking. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really curious though. I really want more politics also.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
We're in
Yeah.
times we haven't seen before. We're in High Republic. I actually want to see the Senate sit down and like investigate the fucking Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see
That'll be interesting.
Cheers in space.
Yeah.
Cheers to space.
Yeah, right.
Cheers
right.
in space. Give me
Nice.
Right.
Give me fucking.
I want
Damn
the-
it, Woody.
And
Woody's already been a character in Star Wars.
I want office. I want
like
the
a
office.
cantina kind of thing.
I want Parks and Rec.
You want a mockumentary in Star Wars?
Yeah.
Really, honestly, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
If
I
they
want-
had
okay.
if they had a Swanson that was like, you had me at Meat Tornado. You know what I mean?
All right,
Like,
we've referenced 3 things now. Anyways, if I will only agree to that if they make it an Imperial show, like it is a bunch of whether it's stormtroopers.
oh no, it'd have to be stormtroopers.
Yes.
It'd have to be stormtroopers with different voices.
Stormtroopers with like the other
Or-
like just helmet wearing ones
Yeah.
that are sitting
No,
at control panels.
no, they never take their helmets off. It might even be funnier if they all had the same voice. But, like...
all the same voice, different names, one letter off a piece.
Yeah,
Darl, Darl,
like,
Moral.
like Bob, Snob.
Do it, but
Tom.
do
Tom.
it, but set it before Order 66, and we'll just have Tamora Morrison.
There we go.
We'll do everything.
It's
Or do
kind
it
of like.
right after, so.
hate that guy.
No,
And
it's
then
kind
the
of
next
like.
one's oh, I made cookies for the mates.
It's kind of like Spaceballs.
Oh yes.
Hey, asshole!
Jackass.
Huh? Like, jackass. They're all jackass. So, like,
Yeah.
are you all
He-
jackasses?
He is
What?
a jackass, sir. Huh? You're a jackass? Are you a jackass? Yes, I'm his cousin, sir. Are you a jackass? Yes, I'm his cousin, sir. Are you all jackasses? Yes. I'm commanding a ship full of jackasses. Onward, jackasses!
like, obviously, like that is perfect for me. I'm
I've seen
sorry.
that movie too
Like,
much.
yeah.
A reference I can understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spaceballs and Young Frankenstein. Yeah. Oh, my God. Putting on the Ritz. Putting on the Ritz.
How's the
by
guy
Young
from Willy
Frankenstein.
Wonka in there, right?
I haven't seen
Yeah.
Young Frankenstein.
Does he?
Yeah.
The guy from Willy Wonka is the
Gene-
one of the cowboys.
Gene
Gene Wilder.
Gene
Yeah.
Simmons.
Gene Simmons.
Do you say, what did you say?
That's a wild one.
Oh, could you imagine?
Is it
Like,
Could you
Wilder?
imagine?
Cat-
Willy
yeah,
Wonka
no, he's a
with
Wilder.
Gene Simmons.
Did you mean,
Huh,
what
sorry,
have
what?
you seen him in?
I'm
Yeah.
Willy
Here-
Wonka.
What if
Okay.
everything?
I haven't seen Blazing Saddles. If that,
What?
Imagine a world where everything involving Gene Simmons and Gene Wilder was flip flop.
Yeah.
Like all the movies, all the music, all the ladies.
yeah.
They all slept with Gene
Wow.
Wilder. 3,000 women slept with Gene
Yeah.
Wilder.
Wow.
instead of Gene Simmons.
I'm
Whatever
more
his
impressed
outlandish
at
claim
Gene
is.
Wilder. I'm picturing Gene Wilder being way better than Gene Simmons in the outfit
Yeah.
and the tongue and the singing.
Yeah,
Like,
that tongue was natural.
Yeah.
I don't think you can just get a long tongue out of it.
maybe. You
can
don't
have
know.
that- you can have the part that
Oh,
your
yeah.
tongue connects your tongue. to the
But
bottom of your
still,
mouth.
his, like,
Yeah.
man, Gene Wilder was perfect.
Is he Jewish?
Yeah.
Oh, you'd fit in the band. Not against it.
Yeah.
Just they were all Jewish kids.
They were all
They were all
Jewish.
Jewish kids. Yeah. Gotta be cohesive.
So you haven't seen it.
What do you think a gobstopper would look
The
like?
only thing I seen was the
Simmons
meme.
Designed it.
The only thing I seen was from the meme. That's all I know.
What?
The meme from Blazing Saddles.
Bleeding. So, my favorite two Gene Wilder movies are both Mel Brooks movies, and they are Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein.
Okay.
Those are my two favorites.
Never seen either.
Blazing Saddles is fantastic. It was written not for Gene Wilder, but for somebody else.
Uh-huh.
And he couldn't do the part, and Gene Wilder did fantastic. But it's like about how a black guy was the sheriff in 1890 years and shit.
It's the sequel to Django Unchained before they knew they even had to write it.
They needed basically.
I still need to watch that movie too.
And
Oh, I've seen it so many times.
Gene Wilder is a genius. Mel Brooks is fantastic. I love Mel Brooks movies. The
Yeah.
producers.
There's such that literal stupid pun
Yeah.
comedy.
And he moved right from what we were talking about into the producers and even now he's doing a stage adaptation of Young Frankenstein.
Okay.
So he's doing all that stuff. And it's really cool. We need to watch it sometime, for sure.
Well, you still need to watch Lord of the Rings, don't you?
I've seen the first
Who?
one.
You. I will.
So
First
so-
one,
sit down.
First
I will
1
sit
hour?
down with you.
No, I watched the first full movie extended cut, and you know what the conclusion I came to from it? I'm still gonna watch the other two. The conclusion I came to it is I could have wrote that movie to be an hour and a half.
Well, that's what people say about the first that
no.
one.
But you couldn't write the book to be that short.
No,
which
God,
makes
no.
fucking
God,
sense.
no.
God, no.
I haven't watched it. I
All right.
still haven't watched it.
Again, I haven't seen the other two, and
Yeah.
this is the same thing I told Dad. Haven't seen the other two, still plan on seeing the other two because I
Okay.
need the full story.
Okay.
But just based off the first movie and where it ended off at,
Mm.
you could have gave me an hour and a half. Now, if there's stuff in the second and third movie that call back stuff in random hour 2-minute 37-second 22,
Mhm.
I'm just giving up. You get what I'm saying, though.
Yes.
If they start throwing out random stuff from that movie,
Mhm.
okay, I can understand why that movie
Yeah.
needs to be 4 hours.
Just vibing. You just gotta
But I'll say
vibe
I'll
in the
watch them.
Shire,
I'll
man.
watch both of them with you.
You just-
I enjoyed it.
Yes.
I know we're going off Star Wars.
It's
I
okay.
enjoyed it,
gotta
but
vibe in
it
the Shire.
should have been an hour and a half, hour 45,
Yes.
in my opinion. My other thing is, and
I
I
could have
don't
used
know.
an hour and a half at just the fucking Hobbits party alone.
Oh my god.
Like, just give me a whole party.
Yeah, give
The
a whole party.
movie. I don't even take me nowhere. Make Gandalf show up in the last 5 minutes of the
Oh,
movie.
Jesus.
Mm.
There he is. All right, next movie.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool. Let's watch the next Star Wars movie.
yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
When's Marvel coming out?
I would also like to see what's the time difference between High Republic and Old Republic?
Oh, I don't fucking know, dude.
About
That's like,
Not that long, you know.
about that long.
Yeah.
I don't know, you're talking, yeah, I don't.
I think you're past
The High
the.
Republic is like way
Yeah.
back in.
Yeah.
We're in, like, what, Old
The
Republic?
High Republic's 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Old
I
Republic.
always
We're
fuck
at
'em up.
132.
Yeah. I always fuck them up because I know in this podcast, not this episode, but I know I've said we're in the High Republic
Yes.
before, and I know I fucked that up, but.
I would love to see the Old Republic
Yeah.
because
Yeah, I would love to see.
I would
any of
love
the
to see
Republic.
Darth Revan, Darth Nihilus.
I want to see Sith race.
Yes.
I want to see the Sith race. I want to see the Sith Civil War.
Yeah,
Oh
give
my
me
God,
them
yes.
weird
Oh.
temporally little fucking...
I finally remember what I was going to say. So my complaint that I was saying from the beginning of this show is technically invalid. Because I said I wanted to watch an Acolyte show. A Sith Acolyte. A Sith become a Sith. And that's not what we were
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I ended up getting. I just bitched way too much too early.
Mhm.
Granted, I'm not like everyone else and threw a giant hissy fit about it. I was just like...
Because this was Osha's story of
Yeah.
how she became a Sith acolyte.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And lost her best friend, that little
Yes.
robot.
Yeah, she didn't lose
Yes.
Pip.
Yeah.
She lost Pip, and how she
She
is
lost-
one with her sister.
She lost Pip.
Her
She
sister.
lost her sister a second time. She lost
Yeah.
Yord after reconnecting with him.
Soul.
Lost Soul after reconnecting with him.
Yeah.
Lost Jackie after meeting her and being like, hey, we should get drinks and talk about Soul sometime. Like,
Yeah.
she
Dude,
lost.
she got stick.
Dude, that was
Yeah.
badass. And I do
she
love.
Yeah, it was.
Whew, whew, whew.
Yeah.
Way quicker than that, but.
What a dick. That was as quick as I can go. If I do much more, I'll pass out.
Probably.
Yeah.
But. That's what you haven't brought up. The fight scenes were fucking amazing.
They were.
Oh
amazing.
no, the fight scenes were fantastic.
And I also loved seeing Soul use the same technique as Kymir, but in a defensive way.
Yes.
Because if you saw a lot, especially with the Kelnaka flashback when he gets taken over by the
Not the sister, the witches. yes.
witches,
Oh yeah.
like when he deflects, jumps up, turns the lightsaber off
Off
so
and
it
hit him with
doesn't reflect at all, like they don't collide at all. Lands and then only uses the hilt to hit him, and then knock the saber out of his
Yeah.
hand.
Yes.
Using this because that is the same technique,
Yeah.
just in defensive form
Right,
instead of
right.
using it the aggressive way.
Dude, that would be the funnest Jedi to be. The guy that just comes up and beats the shit out of you with his turned off lightsaber.
The other,
Right.
yes.
Yo,
Right.
don't make me turn this bitch on.
The other thing I really enjoyed was, for once, we actually got to see some really cool hand-to-hand combat.
Oh my God, yes.
Every time with lightsabers, it's ta-ting, ta-ting, ta-ting.
Ta-ting.
Like, it's Oh, it's almost. I get it. It's Star Wars. It is a fantasy
While they
show.
were
But there's a lot more grabbing.
Yeah.
While they were John Wicking that stuff, like it was really cool.
Yes,
I thought
during
the last episode,
it turned lightsabers into it made the fights It made the fights look almost more realistic.
Yes.
Is the easiest way to put it, because there's a lot more physicality. There's a lot more dirty moves. There's a lot more actual contact besides again ta-tink, ta-tink, ta-tink. I know they make different noises, but
how many lightsaber fights were in this whole show? It was like not even more than 10, right?
The lightsabers played a big part in the last fight scene.
It was like wrestling like 10, right?
But the problem was, or not the problem, but the thing that attracted you the most was they were almost an extension of the arm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I enjoyed a lot more of the fact that hand-to-hand combat. I mean, that is exactly what it is. That is more realistic than just, if we got real close, motherfucker's gonna grab somebody, push them, kick them.
Right.
Like, you ain't just gonna stand there like this the whole fucking time.
That's why I like them, especially Saul, using his force to get him back.
Yes.
He did that a lot. And I thought that was a good show of how you could use the force in a defensive way.
Different techniques. I definitely enjoyed the way they explored the force. They explored fighting more.
Yes.
Right.
And we actually got to see fist fighting in Star Wars.
Yes.
Legitimate.
Which you barely see in Star Wars.
No, even if they had a lightsaber in hand, half the time it wasn't ignited.
Yeah.
They were fist fighting. We saw people get stabbed with actual fucking knives.
Yeah.
People get their necks snapped. Shit, we got some awesome fights.
I think more force fighting than anything.
Yes.
More force.
A lot of force fighting, which I enjoyed.
Yes.
Right. They definitely did the hand-to-hand, though.
That was my favorite. Sure. Every time we saw it, I was like, these are scenes that I would love. I would go back and rewatch this show just for the fight scenes.
Yes.
And it is a good show, though.
Yes, I think that moving forward as a second season, if they are in fact introducing Yoda, which it seems like, Mace Windu can't be far behind.
No.
What?
He can't.
Have you seen...
There's no way.
Have you seen Tales of the Jedi?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so you... because you know how he got the chair in the council, right?
Yes.
Okay, making sure. But we don't...
I mean, it depends on how far forward they end up going in time. I mean, I don't know his age.
Phantom Menace seems like he's late 30s.
I was gonna say they don't give an age. So
Palpatine and Windu can't be far off from each other.
No,
I just don't think they are.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah. So
you're not wrong, but now the general given age, I believe, when, like we said earlier, when Palpatine takes Chancellor in Episode
1.
Yeah. 1? Is it 1?
Yeah.
Where he gets Emergency Chancellor?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought it was 2 or 3. I don't know.
No, it's Phantom.
No, it's 1.
It's Phantom Menace.
Yeah. Right? No.
Yeah. No, you can't.
No, it's 2.
Because he doesn't get it until
he doesn't get an emergency until 2.
Anakin's older,
Yeah, Anakin and
nothing really exciting happens in Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Okay, I love Phantom Menace.
It's more politics.
You're not
Phantom
wrong.
Menace.
Until
see, I couldn't remember.
Anakin and Padme do it on the yard.
Yeah.
And the grassy knolls.
It's the classic.
And the grassy knolls. Thank you.
Anyways, if they're around,
they're the low. He's the low gunman.
I'm done. I'm not gonna speak on. Jesus Christ. Jesus.
Sorry. Go ahead.
We went from grassy knoll to the lone gunman, and Jesus Christ.
I would love to see more bounty hunter stuff, though.
There you go.
Yeah, good segue.
Thank you.
Is that what the Mandalorian? I guess that's what the Mandalorian was originally supposed to be.
It is exactly.
I was about to say more
Until they
Jango.
fucking, Grogu had to be kept in the motherfucker.
Like Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Dog the Bounty Hunter as the
A character in fucking Star Wars. Like, cast him for somebody.
Jesus Christ, you fucks.
No, really.
Theme
Like,
song
just think about it.
by David Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
But I want to see more Jango Fett stuff because we barely get to see him in episode 2.
That would be nice.
Right. Alright.
I would like to
I want to
see-
see their cousin Dangle Fett.
Jango Fett. Yes, boy, Dangle.
Alright, we've gone off the rails.
It's happened.
It's happened.
It's
I
happened.
think we're
Wait a
about-
minute.
I think we're ready to wrap it.
I don't think so.
I think we are. Hey, this
So,
has been an episode.
so wait a minute. Hold on. Before we leave, I need. So we were at. Where'd we end the Magic the Gathering? Like the Lord of the Rings story at?
Like, I'll watch it with you. You had to complain about the...
Did we end that?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. We
Oh
ended it.
fuck!
Fucking-
All right, never mind.
Oh, I can't handle it. I can't handle it.
Here, I'll call it a day if you get up here. You fucktard.
Well, how long has it been?
An hour.
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
It's been an hour of his ass.
This has been an episode of Pints and Pages, and I've been an ass. My name's Nick.
I'm Dangle Fett.
I'm Levi.
I'm Nate.
And we are going to see you later. Thanks for tuning into Pints and Pages with special guest Dangle Fett.
Dangle Fett. What's your next bounty, Dangle Fett?